Man, I got the Tesla Model S behind me. In today's video, we're gonna be talking about reasons why you should consider buying a used Tesla, or you should be cautious about buying a used Tesla. So stay tuned. So this is a 2014 P85 Model S behind me, and basically we're gonna just kind of dig right into the video, talk about first 5 things that I think you should be considering if you're buying a used Tesla, and then later we'll talk a little bit more about reasons why you should be cautious. First reason is because of the price. The price is the main thing why a lot of people buy a lot of things, especially used cars. Now with the used Tesla, the prices have now become somewhat affordable for the mainstream amount of people to buy, and they're not just purely luxury, you know, cars for the people that have a lot more money, let's just be honest. And if you're watching this video, I guarantee you're probably considering buying a used Tesla, and the Model S is a great platform because it was way ahead of its time back in 2014, and now it just makes it even more of a bargain. So let's go and dig in. Okay guys, it's time to go for the drive in the Tesla. And honestly, let's go ahead and start off with the second reason why you should consider buying a used Tesla. It has to be because of the car manufacturer itself. Over the last decade, Tesla has carved out an amazing brand recognition to become not only just a superior luxury brand, but in some sense a reliable one that a lot of people are seeking after, and a lot of people are fantasizing over, just because of all the marvels that they have done in having a fully electric fleet of cars that has a mission. Now, why does that benefit you in buying a used version? Because your Tesla is no longer at that point where you're kind of taking a risk on what a new car manufacturer can bring to the table. We know now that what Tesla offers in the infrastructure that they have going on for electric cars. If you're considering buying a used Tesla, you know search is there. You know, there's a lot of people that have owned these cars, a lot of people have tested them, really pushed them and given us more and more feedback on if this is a good car or not. And then overall, you can do the research yourself, and if you're looking at this video, you're probably in the middle of it, that a good reason to buy a used Tesla is because of the brand recognition. Alright guys, for the third reason why you should consider buying a used Tesla, honestly, if you haven't known it already, is because the amount of technology in these cars are absolutely crazy. Now, of course, you can go out and buy a new one that has the latest and greatest updates, but even the used ones have above and beyond what you would expect out of a 2014, 15, or 16 Tesla. So, I mean, these cars have so much technology in them, it just, by far none, it doesn't compete. Tesla set themselves apart with the giant infotainment system that looks like almost a giant tablet in the middle of the screen. A lot of car manufacturers are going this route with the newer cars, but it says something if Tesla comes out with something a decade ago, and car manufacturers even till today are still trying to mimic a lot of the styling that this car has come out with. I could do a whole nother video and talk about how much technology is in this car and all the different things that this car possesses, but for now I'm gonna try to keep this video short. So we're just gonna say, for the third reason you should consider buying this car is definitely technology. The fourth reason to buy a used Tesla compared to other car manufacturers is because of the infrastructure that Tesla has. Now, this is kind of an interesting one. The reason for this is because there's a lot of Tesla stations sprinkled throughout the whole United States. And Tesla has done a great job not only building these cars, but building the infrastructure for the cars to be able to charge them, way ahead of the US government being able to come in and building these infrastructures for other cars to be charged. So keep that in mind if you're debating against a Tesla versus other car manufacturers, because the infrastructure on where you can go charge your car is very important. When you buy just a regular car with a combustion motor, you don't really worry about gas stations because there's plentiful of them, they're all over, and you typically don't have to go too far in between them. Now, with buying an electric car, that changes. You have to think about that as a mindset. How far do you have to go in between charges? How are you going to charge? But overall, Tesla has done a great job building that out. You being able to have more options to go further, doing road trips, you can even plan them out very easily. Their online system, their app, everything they have going on for the car is definitely been proven over the last 10 years, and now is almost a great time to buy a used Tesla. The fifth and last reason to purchase a used Tesla is this a great car that has a cause of just being efficient, has a great utility, and also just helps out the earth. It has a good cause. I know it's kind of a corny thing to say, but you gotta be honest with it. The electric car movement is here and it's here to stay. It's gonna be the future. I personally am gonna be buying an electric car in the upcoming years because, you know, I have two vehicles that run on gas, and it's just not efficient to have both cars. I'm always gonna have a special place in my heart for big naturally aspirated V8s or supercharged V8s or V12s motors, but at the same time, I wanna kind of have something that's a little bit more responsible, a little bit more better on their environment, and this Tesla Model S takes the cake. I think that Tesla, the reason why a lot of people have been drawn to this car manufacturer, besides the fact that it's run by Elon Musk, is overall cause of it. It's just kind of time for us to be able to take on a car that has a much utility and much efficiency, good looks, and then also be able to deliver in whatever you want it to do. And I believe the Model S has done that. Now, besides 5 reasons you should really consider buying a Tesla, there are some hesitations I have on buying a used Tesla, and let's talk about that right now. So for the first reason you should be cautious about buying a used Tesla has to be because of the battery life. Now, this is probably the #1 reason why a lot of people will go new. Depending on what your situation is for driving every day, if you're just commuting short term and you need something that you want an electric car just to kind of improve your life, so on and so forth, this might be a great option. This might not even matter for you. But if you're living further out and you're looking at really maximizing that battery range and really driving further, the battery life is definitely going to be something to consider when buying a used car. Oh, the Tesla is a giant battery. It's what it is. And over time, batteries lose their strength because of a numerous amount of reasons. You can always test a car to see if it's something that you want to consider. And if you're within that miles that you have plenty to spare and you're charging it up every night, it might not be that big of a deal. But if you're definitely pushing to the max of the charge range that it has and you're worried about stressing out over that, honestly, either buy a new car, which gives you a lot longer life to be able to maximize that range, or, you know, consider not buying an electric car altogether. But now electric cars, as they, you know, progress into the future, the battery lives are improving much, much more. Second reason why you should be cautious about buying a used Tesla is because depending on where you live, you might not be able to find a mechanic that can work on the car. That is going to be, you know, something that people might not get right away. So, you know, typically with combustion motors, you can take your car to many mechanics. There's many, you know, retail places that just advertise they can work on cars. This isn't the case. A lot of times you're going to need somebody specific to Tesla to be able to work on this, or somebody that's qualified to work on Teslas. So keep that in mind. If you're living in a city, Tesla's great at, you know, having infrastructure in major cities. But if you're living outside of the city, definitely check to see how far it is to be able to have somebody to work on your car. I think that's going to be very important. Third reason to be cautious about buying a used Tesla is because if you're one who want all the bells and whistles in your car, you want the car custom made the way you like it, you're probably going to have to go new. Now, a lot of times with these used Teslas, it's very hard to get the exact model you want. And, you know, it's really what it comes down to is if you're willing to have something in the general area of what you want. Now, these cars are amazing cars, and they're something that I think a lot of people should consider buying, at least moving forward in our lives. But when it comes to buying used Teslas, just be cautious that they won't have everything that you want. Now, Tesla does a great job at having software updates. So you will have like you will be able to get the latest software, and you really won't be sacrificing too much in terms of hardware on the newer ones. Even this 2014 has a really good autopilot system. It isn't as robust as the newer ones, but everything pretty much is the same. I mean, you could barely tell the difference between them, and the technology on other aspects are pretty much the same because of these software updates. All right, guys, that's it for me today. Thank you for watching. And special shout out to MJ Family Auto Sales here in Auburn, Washington. I'm gonna put a link to the description to their inventory and their website. They have a ton of beautiful cars here on the lot. Shout out to the whole staff. They've been just amazing. This is where I bought my Corvette, and this is where you can buy a Tesla Model S here. So thank you guys for watching. You have a good one.